Things. I'm your host, Rebecca Turner. Now, don't forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are streaming live over at SuperTalk.fm. We're also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. You can watch us, too, if you would like. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. And today we have our friends from the Mississippi Department of Environmental Qualities in, but this time not finding anything unique. This is the other part of their cool operation they do every day. You got Executive Director Chris Wells, as well as their Coastal Monitoring Coordinator Wyatt Dunaway. Still up to cool stuff, but you didn't bring me any million-year-old something today, Chris, so I'm kind of disappointed.
I might find something in my pocket.
Well, every time I ask, what does MDEQ do, I get different things from the different wonderful programs that you all sort of do on a daily basis. So as the Executive Director, Chris, how do you describe what MDEQ does on a daily basis?
Oh, that's a hard question.
I know.
We cover the waterfront, no pun intended, or maybe. Mm-hmm. We're the environmental regulators for the state, but we also have a lot of non-regulatory programs. You mentioned the fossils. Mm-hmm. We have the State Geological Survey housed in our agency. We regulate pollution. We monitor and regulate water usage. We protect people through our dam safety program. And we manage.
You enjoy saying that, don't you? I know I would. I would want on that program. You've thought about it a time or two. Okay.
And we manage a lot of grant programs. We've gotten good at managing money.
Yeah. Y'all do a lot is what it boils down to, but a lot of good stuff. And sometimes it's behind the scenes and we don't always recognize the good work going and how it impacts us. But I think this particular one is a way that we get to sort of see and then utilize kind of intentionally, but also within our own lives, the work that you're doing to impact decisions that we are making. And we're talking about the water or the beach monitoring program. And Wyatt, that's where you kind of come in, right, in terms of this program. So as the Coastal Monitoring Coordinator, Wyatt, what do you do on a daily basis?
Yes, ma'am. So we currently have 21 beach sites from one end of the Gulf Coast to the other that we monitor, starting over by the Silver Slipper Casino and then over in East Pascagoula. We monitor for potentially harmful bacteria. We issue advisories if our certain levels are hit. We require 2 back-to-back samples to ensure we have the presence of that bacteria. And we issue it on our brand new website. I'll plug the website right now.
Absolutely.
New interface, very easy to use, very easy to find. You can go to beaches.gov or mainly go to the MDEQ website. And under water, you'll find the tab, click on it. We update it daily, if not hourly, based on samples. And we encourage everybody to go look at it because what we're doing is important. Mm-hmm. It's important to public health. It's important to the citizens of Mississippi and for people traveling to our great state and the beaches we pride ourselves on.
I'm sure it's a little more complicated, but is it similar to someone who goes out and checks like a chlorinated pool a couple times a day or to make sure that levels are right and things are safe for swimmers to get in there and sort of go around? Is it similar to that in terms of just the monitoring part, even though it's probably incredibly more complicated?
In some aspects, what we do is we separate our beaches. We'll do our first half from the Silver Slipper to Courthouse Road to Gulfport on the Monday. And on Tuesday, we will finish the rest half all the way to Pascagoula. And we send those, ship them back to our lab in Biloxi, and we have a microbiologist in-house that runs those samples. And we can get results back in 24 hours. We have them in an incubator, and as soon as we get the results the next day, we enter it, we count them, enter it, and those results end up on the website. So it's a little bit more complicated than a chlorine.
Absolutely, yes. But similar to in terms that you guys are out there making sure that the water that folks are choosing to get in or fish in or be around is safe, and they have that knowledge there if they want to, make informed decisions.
Yes, ma'am,
I think it's kind of the same way there.
Right.
How quickly can something change? I mean, I know it's updated every day. I don't know much about how the health of water can go from point A to point B. Can it change overnight dramatically? Do you see it? Is it a slow incline where you kind of start raising the red flag or not, or bringing it back down to green if it's been, I don't know the colors, but you get what I'm asking,
yes,
Wyatt.
Well, we have a special environment down the coast. We have 3 to 4 barrier islands that influence our water dynamics. We have a lot of water influx from rivers from really, sometimes we get a little influx from the Mississippi River, but the Wolf River, the Biloxi River, and Pascagoula River. We tend to have a recommendation that after a rainfall, say of more than an inch, that people be a little more wary because of runoff and stuff like that. But we tend to see more advisories due to rain and due to wind-driven events, kind of kicking the sediment up and resuspending everything. We are in the process, Chris, maybe I'll speak more on this, for our restore. We have some sites that typically are on more than others. Now, that may be just coincidental, but we're currently undergoing projects to lower that threshold and lower the number of days and events that puts a station on advisory.
Chris, you want to expand?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the point of the beach monitoring program is to make sure that bacteria levels, if bacteria levels reach a certain threshold that present a risk to human health, that we provide that information to the public. And things can change quickly, but they're also influenced by a lot of different things. Wyatt mentioned freshwater flow. We do tend to see spikes during wet weather. A lot of that's because what happens is rainwater runs off. It picks up everything on the ground, and unfortunately, sometimes that rainwater, that stormwater, comes into contact with undertreated or untreated wastewater, domestic sewage. And that's because of a lot of different reasons. You can have broken sewer lines, you can have overflowing sewer manholes, you can have lift stations that malfunction and that sort of thing. The program that Wyatt mentioned, the point, the intent of that project is to use Deepwater Horizon oil spill funding to help the local governments and the utility authorities fix some of those sewer problems that present that risk. If we can eliminate the source of the bacteria, then that would reduce the number of water contact advisories that we have to issue.
So the website, which is new, I think it's beaches.mdeq.ms.gov, or you just mentioned beaches.gov. Does that kind of get you to the same place, Wyatt? Or?
I would probably go with yours, ms.gov.
No, that's fine. The ms.gov. Who came up with this? This is a great idea for people to be able to, they don't have to wonder or call. They can just go look before their trip or day out on the beach.
Well, that's us keeping up with the times, so to speak. This beach monitoring program has been around for a number of years, and we just felt like it was time to upgrade our website, make the data available in a sort of story map, GIS kind of format, where you can pull up the website. We even have you can pull it up on your mobile device. We have QR codes available for folks, and you pull it up and see in real time which beach segments may have a water contact advisory. And the idea was to be able to, or the idea behind it is to give that information, make it available as real time and as conveniently as possible for folks.
Wyatt, I know this wouldn't be your area in terms of like currents and stuff, putting out the flags, but are these type of advisories, if they get to a level that absolutely needs to be noticed by people going in the water, are they too somehow on the beaches, like in terms of flags or signage or something like that, if you didn't have access to the website? Like if you showed up and it was a high alert day for bacteria, would they notify you on the beach?
Yes, ma'am. So we currently don't utilize a flag system. We have beaches that were provided to our sand beach counties, Hancock, Jackson, and Harrison. They do a good job of maintaining those signs and having those out for, I would say, high traffic areas. They tend to congregate. We kind of know where there's good parking, possibly a good lunch spot where people will walk across and go to the beach after, and they do a good job for us. Another thing I'll say is on that beach website, you can sign up for alerts, and those alerts, as soon as we enter a result that triggers a advisory, you get it to your phone. You can get it to your email. It's easy. It's one tab over. You click on it, fill out a little information, phone number, possibly email, and you'll get those as soon as we do.
Well, I would rather that than show up with my sand toys and my swimming floaties and then get turned away, which I think is what you guys are trying to help alleviate. But stick with us. So we've got more with Chris and Wyatt with MDEQ coming up next. You can watch us too. We'd appreciate that over at SuperTalk TV on your computer, your mobile device. We're continuing our conversation with our friends from Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. That's MDEQ. I like that a little bit easier there, Chris.
Yep.
Executive Director joins us, as well as their Coastal Monitoring Coordinator, Wyatt. They've got this great new beach monitoring program, which they've had for a while. They just now have the info more accessible to you. I think that's what we're getting out. And again, that website is beaches.mdeq.ms.gov. Go ahead, type that in. What I'm hearing Wyatt tell me is to tell you to just sign up for the alerts, and then you don't have to worry about it, especially if you're a frequent beach goer, and you'll always know the quality of the water. And Chris, we were talking during the break that quality usually means a few things. It doesn't necessarily mean the way the water looks. It's just more about the safety of the water. So sometimes our beaches get a bad rap, or at least the water, but that doesn't mean they're unsafe.
That's
correct?
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Our beaches are very unique. Our Highway 90 beach scenario, anyway. Those beaches are adjacent to an estuary, and one of the most historically most fruitful fisheries in the country. The brownish green water is often viewed by folks that maybe don't realize, but that brown water doesn't mean that it's dirty. Mm-mm. It means that it is. It's not crystal clear like the Emerald Coast beaches, perhaps, but it's just different. It's not bad. It's just different.
But it sounds like that things we like to eat see it as a nice little home.
That's right, and so that's where this program, this beach monitoring program, is so important for a state like Mississippi with the unique situation we have there. We want people to be able to enjoy the beaches. We have beautiful beaches, and the water. If the bacteria levels are high, can present a health risk. Otherwise, go have fun, and that's what we want people to know. Very rarely, if ever, do we have more than a beach segment or two or three that have an advisory on them. Where there's 21 beach segments that we cover through the program. So we've got a lot of beach mileage, and if one segment has an advisory on it, you can go right down the road and have just as much fun, or just have the beachside fun. You don't necessarily have to get in the water. There's a lot of options, and that's why we want to provide this information to folks.
Yeah, Wyatt, and two, it's just about families making informed decisions. I like talking about the fact that if it's in one spot, it may be in all spots. My limited knowledge would say, well, a little one ruins the whole bunch, or however the sort of saying is going. I think it's one big ocean. If it's in one spot, it's got to be in all the spots. But that's not necessarily true. It can just be contained, so you can feel safe. If it shows a little in this area, you can go to a different one and it just be like it was never there, or it is literally not there.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. For example, we in the city of Gulfport, we have 4 stations that cover 4 to 5 miles. So they're very close to each other. And say you have a advisory at one, you're more than welcome to, and we encourage you to go to those other 3 and enjoy the beach. And if you want to get in the water with no advisories, we highly recommend that too.
So good stuff to know. Talking about keeping our beaches clean. I mean, yes, MDEQ and all the programs do a good job. You mentioned partnering, too, I think, with the cities, keeping the ways done. But we play a part in that, right? People who live there, enjoy there, and go to the beach. How does all this come together, Chris? How can we help you, the cities help you, the beach help, all the things? How do we play our part in keeping our beaches healthy?
Well, we do a lot of work on the coast through our Deepwater Horizon oil spill restoration program to try to address these beach advisories. But we also know that trash is a problem. We've got some trash mitigation projects going on, but litter and trash it's a nuisance, and it seems to it always be there, and that's that's something that anybody can help and everybody can help with. Put your trash in the appropriate receptacles. If you see a piece of somebody else's trash, pick it up and put it in the trash can. If it's lying on a beach or on a road or in a ditch close to the water, it's going to wind up in the water. Mm-hmm. And then we're very proud of the water quality improvement program that we have through our oil spill restoration group, where we're providing funding to, as I mentioned earlier, cities and utility authorities to help address wastewater infrastructure issues, we can provide that infrastructure funding assistance that they need, and it results in improved water quality. And I think we're starting to see some of that. I mean, some fruit for that labor. The number of beach advisories that we've issued on an annual basis over the last couple of years is lower than it was the previous few years. So we've issued 15 or 20 fewer beach advisories over the last couple of years than we did the years before that. So, and there's a natural ebb and flow to that, and there's a lot of variation and a lot of things that go into or that can affect the water quality. But if we can do some things that will help reduce the number of beach advisories, we want to do that while we are collecting this data through the monitoring program and providing the information when it's there.
So beaches.mdeq.ms.gov. Again, if you head to the beaches often, go ahead and sign up for those alerts, as Wyatt sort of said with you. Now we are in the thick of beach going season, Wyatt. I get it. Like right now, the idea of leaving here and going out on a beach would be a lot of fun, or even this weekend. Eventually, they tell me that it's going fall weather is going to be back as well as winter, which we'll be griping about that. Does this program keep going 365 days a year, regardless of whether people are actually getting a suntan in their swimsuits or not on the beach? Like, is this something that you guys are keeping up?
Yes, ma'am. 365, 24/7. We cover major holidays: 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day. We'll have somebody, if we have advisories out, we'll have somebody out there collecting. Make sure people come and enjoy those holidays at the beach, have the most up-to-date data. We encourage it. I've lived down there in D'Iberville for 29 years, and I fish, swim, and eat seafood out of there. And I joined DEQ to protect that resource because I know how much it means to me. With my son, I want him to experience everything I can experience and even more. We just took a fishing trip last week and caught as many fish as we could keep within limits. But it's just something out there, being on the water, seeing the barrier island, stuff like that makes me proud to do the job I do.
Well, you have a pretty cool job, I think, Wyatt. Chris, a lot of folks that come through MDEQ, you guys have some pretty neat daily tasks.
I wanted to say what Wyatt said there, and to hear him say that just warms my heart. But I will say that is the attitude of DEQ and our staff. Folks come to work for DEQ because we all feel like at the end of the day we can go to bed knowing that we did a little something, did our part to help protect human health and the environment, and do it in a way that is reasonable from a regulatory standpoint, balancing economic considerations with protection of human health and environment. I firmly believe that protecting human health and the environment and economic development are not mutually exclusive propositions, and I think we do a really good job of balancing that. And it's because we have people. That is a genuine attitude that you heard come out of Wyatt's mouth, and that's the caliber of people that we have working at DEQ, and I couldn't be prouder to be the leader of that group.
And your fossil guys, too, have the same kind of passion and excitement every time they come in here to talk about their work as well. But I want to go back to we play a part in that as too. We may not be out there with Wyatt collecting the samples. We may not be doing all the others. But if you're enjoying the beaches, leave it the way you found it. And if you found it nasty, clean it up. Then leave it better than you found it in that way. Leave it better than you found it. Because that is just a little thing that we could be intentional about. If you're going to be driving on Beach Boulevard, make sure you don't have trash that can fly out of the back of your car. You know, I mean, all that stuff sort of ends up into the beach, and we don't want that.
We're all in this together, right?
We're all in this together. We did get a text on our C Spire text line that it was a native of Gulf Shores, now a resident of the Mississippi Gulf Coast, actually enjoy our beaches better because it's the great beaches without all the crazy traffic.
There you go.
So when you think about it that way.
And you can see our beaches. You ride up and down Highway 90, you can see the beach everywhere as opposed to your view being blocked, let's say.
Yeah, and that will never, that is always there's always a plus as well. And there's plenty of good pluses to come and visit the Mississippi Gulf Coast if you haven't done that lately. But if you are going to do that, go ahead, or you live down there, beaches.ndeq.ms.gov. sign up for the alerts, go on and get your alert on Christmas Day, whether the beaches are are prime or not, or just have informed decisions. And I think you guys being transparent and giving us information we can use is always a good thing. Y'all come back and visit, okay?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, it's good to have y'all. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.